What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, taking a look at Shadow Ball Toxicroak in the Open Great League. I'll go ahead and get these battles going because I got plenty of them to showcase. Shadow Ball Toxicroak was a big buff for Toxicroak. It is now in the top 100 on PvPoke at number 99. Also, Mantine. Huge buff for Mantine. It's at number 7 on PvPoke, just because of there's so many flyers in the current meta, and it's going to work really nicely alongside Toxicroak. You're going to go ahead and see where Shadow Ball can come in handy for Toxicroak right here. Going straight for it. Non-stab, Shadow Ball. Still going to one-shot the Drifblim. You love to see it. It's a really good coverage move for Toxicroak. Helps it, of course, against all the ghost types. It does lose a little bit of fairy coverage, but the fairy matchups were always kind of bait dependent anyways. Plus, the main fairies you see are things like A9, which you're doing neutral with the counter, neutral with the Mud Bomb, neutral with the Shadow Ball. So it's not really a big deal in my opinion. I think Shadow Ball is the correct move to run in this meta. I am using Lickitung on as my safe swap. I think Lickitung is still a really good safe swap unless we start seeing a ton more Vigoroth. I've definitely seen a rise in Vigoroth, but Lickitung can still pull a shield if they get greedy with their energy just because of the bulk of Lickitung. So as long as it's not becoming like a on every team kind of thing, I think Lickitung is still a really good safe swap. In fact, I built all 3 of these. I rebuilt this season just because of their buffs. My Mantine was a lucky one before, my Lickitung was a hundo before, my Toxicroak was definitely not PvP IVs before. So we rebuilt them all, and I think that they are all worth the rebuild. Now, maybe let me not overhype Toxicroak. Let me not overhype Toxicroak because Toxicroak is still very glassy, and it still does struggle in some things that you would like it to be better at. Still, I think it is a improvement. So if you like Toxicroak before, then I think it is worth running now. I think it's going to be really good in some limited metas in the future as well. All right, so let's jump on into some of these battles. I do have a Lantern here. The Lantern safe swap, so we were able to outpace with Toxicroak to the Mud Bomb to threaten the shield, and now I can throw this Power Whip to get the KO with my Lickitung. They are going to be stalling out the Switch Clock, which is actually helpful for me. They come back in with Guzzlord, and I've got them core broken. But Mantine is a great core breaker in the current meta. You're going to see it in a lot of these battles, and this is one of them. Because we have Ice Beam, which is going to be doing a ton of damage to this Guzzlord if they decide to swap out, which they do right there. And look what they brought me. They brought me the Medicham. We're going to go straight for it. Going for the Shadow Ball. Does it connect? No, they pull up a shield. And unfortunately, we're going to be one counter short of making it to the second one. So there it is. There's Toxicroak's glassiness, even though we're resisting the counters. Kind of tough right there. By the way, I was running Bubble Beam, Ice Beam in some of these first battles. I do change it out to Aerial Ace later on. I definitely needed Aerial Ace for something like this. This is still uncomfortable since I don't have Aerial Ace, which is unfortunate, just because Ice Beam's not going to do it into Medicham. So I go for the catch, and we do catch the Ice Punch right here. Really good that they are running Ice Punch, probably Dynamic Punch, so we did not have to worry about the Psychics doing a little bit more damage than the Ice Punches would. Now we can throw this Ice Beam into this Guzzlord, take out the Guzzlord. All they have left is this Medicham, and it's over from this point. We can just make it to the Ice Beam. I throw up a shield here just in case it's Psychic. I don't think Psychic would even KO after the nerf that it got this season, but just in case, we throw up the shield there, and we're going to get this Ice Beam off, and that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Let's go. So again, like Toxicroak, first 2 battles, we've seen it either be able to nuke things or, guarantee a shield against them. So that's really nice. Talonflame lead. They swap out into Poliwrath. Yeah, we're getting hard countered right here. We're going to throw this Body Slam to bait, and we do pull the shield. That's really nice. I think Lickitung can nearly win the zeros here if they eat the Power Whip, except for the fact that they have Icy Wind now. Yeah, so Icy Wind, dropping our attack. Now this Power Whip's just not going to do it. I was really hoping I was flipping switch with that, but no, it's just not. And I think that is because the Icy Wind debuff. Still, I can come in with my Toxicroak. I can counter down. This Skull does... It's not supposed to do that much. Come on. It's not supposed to do that much. Talonflame goes back out. We're going to come in Mantine, and we're just hard counter. So we can promptly hit the top left and move on to the next battle. Frostlass lead. It's an interesting one. Of course, if we get energy, we can really threaten that Frostlass. So we do swap out into the Lickitung, and we lure out a Talonflame. Nice thing is, even if Talonflame's running Brave Bird, they can't throw it immediately. So we can pretty much ensure it's going to be a Flame Charge or a Fly on the first one. We're just going to go ahead and let this come through. And it is, of course, going to be the Flame Charge. We do want to throw 4 licks and then throw the Body Slam, making sure that I'm getting the maximum amount of energy as they throw their Incinerate. And now they are going to be able to outpace to this next one. I could throw up a shield here and probably get the next Body Slam off, but then I'm down a shield, and if they have Brave Bird, it could be scary. I throw up a shield here. Yeah, I respect the Brave Bird. We gotta respect the Brave Bird. And they Flame Charge. And I'm like, what? What are you doing, trainer? I get the farm down. I guess they got like a tiny bit more Incinerate damage. I guess they thought it was a guaranteed shield. Might as well play it that way. And it worked for them. But they're going to come out with Greninja now. And here's Mantine just core breaking again. Mantine looking great right here. We're going to be able to get off 2 Arrow Aces. I could snipe with the Toxicroak, but I also don't want to bring in the Toxicroak and give them more farm. So instead, we're just going to eat this Night Slash. Here comes the Frost. I guess they wouldn't have been able to really get farm, but I wanted to make sure I got to a move on this Frostlass, which I'm able to do right there. And I'm able to force them to dump energy. Now, if they have triple Axle here, I think this is a loss. Because honestly, I think that they could Powder Stone me down. No. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I don't know. I'm just going to go for the counter down here. I'm going to go for the counter down and make it to another Avalanche. I really thought that I had them on this one. And then make it to that last Avalanche. Because the third Avalanche does come in 5. So, GG's, well played. Tough battle, tough battle. Alright. Charm A9. I stay in here for just a little bit. The charms are ripping through my Toxicroak. So I decide I do need to get out. I bring in my Lickitung. And they actually stay to throw energy. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this. It's just a Weather Ball. Definitely does more than I was expecting. Since I rebuilt this Lickitung, I was like, oh man, it's going to be stupidly bulky. And it is. But just not what I was thinking, I guess, at that time. Anyways, in comes Gligar. They're going to be able to barely outpace to the Arrow Ace, which will be enough to take out. I'm just going to bring in my Mantine. And Ice Beam will easily one-shot this. It didn't really even matter if I got any lick damage. The Wing Attacks plus the Ice Beam should be plenty. So I will shoot up that Arrow Ace. I will throw 4 Wing Attacks and throw the Ice Beam before it is the CMP tie. I'm thinking Mantine would lose CMP. I could be wrong about that. If anybody does know, leave it down in the comments down below. Out comes the Shadow A9 again. So we're going to go ahead and get this Arrow Ace off. This will either threaten a shield or take out, and it does take the shield, telling me they are weak to this Mantine in the back. So I should probably protect it. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the shield here. I don't really want to take more charm damage, so I throw 2 Wing Attacks. If I threw 1 Wing Attack, then we might take that charm damage. It's very inconsistent. If I threw 2, then it was kind of the same. It was kind of the same, right? We're going to take that one for sure. We're not going to take the second one. Anyways, it's going to be the Pelipper in the back, and I'm thinking this is a loss. But we get that Shadow Ball off. I think they threw after 8 Wing Attacks. So, we're going to be able to get this Arrow Ace off. And that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. A very close one. Yeah, I'm actually surprised they didn't have the Weather Ball there, but we're able to get it off. GG's, well played. Looks like I forgot to chop a little bit out here. I apologize about that. But jumping on into the next battle, you can see these were from day 1. Talonflame lead again. Tough lead. And we accidentally throw a counter, but it's all good because they are going to be bringing a Swampert into my Lickitung, which is great for Lickitung, right? Shadow Swampert, not as great as the regular Swampert because these 2 Hydros will KO still. We're going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam bait to grab a shield, and it does just that. And now I actually decided just to throw this Body Slam because I know if they no-show this, I can just flip switch. In fact, I think I can just flip switch anyways, just going straight Body Slam. So now I'm going to throw up a shield. And we're going to take switch. I should be able to get the lick down here. They're 1 mud shot away. Yeah. So as long as 3 licks KO'd, we were fine. And it was exactly 3, I believe. Out comes the Talonflame. I do throw 1 lick early there. Not perfect timing, but pretty close at least. We're not giving them a free Incinerate. As long as they can't Incinerate down, I won't really pay for that. And they can't, without me getting to another Body Slam at least. This should be threatening the second shield from them. And it does just that. Perfect. So I come in with Mantine. I know I can survive Brave Bird easily. And again, I've mostly ran Mantine in the Ultra League. I'm like, yeah, if it's a boosted Brave Bird, we're going to take it. It's no big deal. No, we don't. We don't. And in the back, it's going to be Whiscash. So if I just threw up my shield there, man, we just wreck this line with Mantine. I'm telling y'all, Mantine, great core warrior. Y'all should be running Mantine. There should be more Mantines out there right now. Pelipper is also very good, but I think having the Ice Beam is actually really, really nice for Mantine. And the Aerial Ace, because there are some fighters still out there, even though there is less meta champ, I think having Aerial Ace is really nice. And definitely plenty of grass types as well. Alright, into the next one, Alolan Raichu. You see a lot of these in the lower ranks. Really interesting. I ran into like 5 in my first 4 sets. So we're going to be able to outpace to the first Mud Bomb here. We will not outpace to the second one because they can get to 2 moves in 5. So I decided to actually just let this go. I'm fine with sacking my Toxicroak, and they go for the Trailblaze, which is Raichu's new move. It does boost their attack. So this opponent definitely trying out new stuff. Definitely not just one of the low rank people that are just running whatever. Now I know this could be a Wild Charge. I have to respect it. I'm going to throw up a shield, and it is the Wild Charge. We do properly shield the Wild Charge. Out comes a Vigoroth, and we are going to be going straight for the Aerial Aces here. Throwing as quickly as I get it, because why not, right? We're going to need 2 plus some wing attacks to KO, and Rock Slide from Vigoroth is definitely going to hurt. Vigoroth, of course, just got Rock Slide in the new update. Now this should just be a Body Slam. I should be able to survive this as well. A little bit awkward though, because I know this Aerial Ace isn't going to take out, and I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to lick down with my Lickitung. Yeah, and that's just too much health. You're not going to lick that down without taking a ton of counter damage, so I'm just going to immediately throw this Body Slam. We don't want to take these counters. Body Slam coming through, taking out the Vigoroth. In the back, going to be a Jellicent. So, all of a sudden this has gone from a very poor looking game to a very good looking game. Now I have to keep in mind that Raichu still had energy, so we do not shield the Surf. Out comes the Raichu. We're going to shield up the Wild Charge. We're going to lick down, and this should be a GG's as long as I throw a proper timing, which I don't. And now I'm like, oh goodness, if I give them 2 Surfs because of I threw a bad timing there, I'm going to be kicking myself the rest of the day, honestly. But we just make this Body Slam. And even though it's double resisted, it will be enough to KO the Jellicent. And that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Yeah, I would not have forgiven myself for that one. I could have just thrown after 1 lick and like played it safe. Instead, I'd just throw a bad time. Anyways. Oh, this is not the right team. Yo. What do we got here? That might be it for today. I did try out some Vigoroth. I like Vigoroth. I do like Vigoroth. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Man, I was tired when I was cutting up these battles. Finally able to record though, so I'm happy to be here recording for y'all. Two shield Wiggly, by the way, is good, but it needs shields. So I'm not as sold on Wiggly as I thought I would be. I don't know if I'm gonna put out a video on this, but if I'm just gonna give you the quick summary: Cresselia with Future Sight, good. Vigoroth with Rock Slide, good. Cresselia or Wigglytuff without shields, pretty bad. So there you go, quick summary. I probably won't put that one out. I do have a team that I went on a 12-game win streak with, so I'll probably put that one out next, but I'll get that out to y'all as quickly as I can. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members for your support, and I will catch y'all next time. Until then, this has been ChillisFM, reminding you to always keep pushing forward.